Welcome back to the KLT Fit cast. You already know we ask the hard questions. We give you real life tools that you can implement in your daily life as soon as we stop recording. My name is Kate. This is my husband, Josh.
Hey,
That's it.
you know me. I've been on all of these so far. Kate's husband worked in the mental health field for a long time. That's kind of it.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And my name is Kate. Like I already said, I lost over 150 pounds, found a passion for health, wellness, fitness, and here we are today. We own and operate a private fitness studio in Peterborough, Ontario called Kate L. Tom's Fit. And today we are so excited to be able to see, I'm already looking at the wrong thing. To be able to welcome one of our members. We're really excited to do this Spotlight podcast today. This is Maeghan, and we thought we would just preface this episode with some of the things that you might hear are probably going to be a little bit emotional, hard to listen to, just as they're going to be slightly difficult to talk about. So that's your warning. Maeghan.
I'm Maeghan. I'm a mom, married. I have two beautiful children. They're 5 and 3. I'm a teacher at Adam Scott here in Peterborough. I teach math. And yeah, I'm a client here at the gym.
Love it. So how many times do you come to the gym per week?
4 times.
Favorite things?
Coming.
Yeah, nice. Least favorite things?
The leg press.
Leg press, always. My 2026 goal is for Maeghan to say that she likes the leg press.
At least it's not box jumps. A lot of people hate those.
Fair.
I'd rather do cardio for the leg press.
Yeah? She's a cardio girl. How are you feeling? Like being here today?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. Yeah.
Kind of like someone who's entering the gym for the first time.
Yeah.
You have a story that we really want to share. We are so the mic's moved.
Yeah. It's you're very soft spoken and Kate's very loud.
Oh, sorry.
So this can share between us.
Channel your teacher voice.
Okay.
You have a story that is very inspiring, very emotional. But we want you to just share what you feel comfortable and what you want to share. So do you want to take a minute to talk a little bit about that? And then we're going to go into some questions.
Yeah, sure. I had my daughter, my second child was 9 months old, and I found a lump in my breast. And my sisters will laugh at this because they always thought I was like a hypochondriac. And I just, as soon as I found it, I got like the worst gut feeling. And I was like
you knew.
Like I was like, I literally have breast cancer.
And how old were you?
I left it for a little bit actually, because I was breastfeeding.
Okay.
So like, you're always feeling around and there's lumps and some of them come out, most of them.
I don't know that, but sure.
Yeah. And so I had found it right before my husband took 5 weeks of paternity leave. So I was like, you know what? We had a trip booked to Myrtle Beach. So we drove to Myrtle Beach for the kids. We had the best time. And then when we came home, a couple days later, we left for Portugal. And we went to Portugal for 10 days with my dad. And then when I came back, I was like, okay, it's still here. And normally if you have like a clogged duct or something, it's painful. And then it turns to mastitis if it doesn't resolve.
And that's when people put cabbage on their boobs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And none of that was happening. So yeah, I called my nurse practitioner. And that was at the end of September. And she was very supportive. She was like, yeah, obviously I feel what you are talking about. But she was like, I don't even know if the breast assessment center will see you because you're breastfeeding. And I was like, that cannot be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. Anyways, then I get a letter in the mail and my appointment was like, I think mid-November. I was like, whoa, that's really far away. Like
2 months-ish?
Yeah. And then so October, it was getting bigger. And then I just had a really, really bad gut feeling. And I remember my best friend, I called her and I was like, I got it. So what do I do? Like, I called the breast assessment center. I was like, can you see me earlier? They were like, no, we're booked. And then I went to Emerge because I was like, I don't want to leave this. So I went to Emerge and then, they got my appointment moved up and finally got seen at the breast assessment center. And the breast assessment center, they're very nice there. They're very, you go in there, normally have a good experience. You get your mammogram or your ultrasound, and then you leave, and you know right away, basically, if
Oh,
something is wrong, or
okay.
something is good. Because if nothing's wrong, like the tech does it, and then if something's wrong, that they bring the radiologist in, and then the
Right.
radiologist does
I
it.
see. So it's not like an X-ray or an MRI where you go home and you have to wait for your doctor. I see. Oh, okay. Okay.
And then the radiologist she wasn't really like answering my question straightforwardly. So I was getting like a really bad feeling. And she was like,
Were you by yourself in a merge or did?
this was like when I went to the breast assessment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
my mom was with me.
Okay.
And so so she was like, we need to do a biopsy. And she was chatting with the tech about when they could fit me in for a biopsy. And the tech was like, there's no appointments today. And I didn't think I thought she said there was none the next day. And then the radiologist said, I'm going to do it right now. I'll be late for all my other appointments.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa. And then they took 5 biopsies that day.
Wow.
And I literally left. I couldn't speak. I was bawling my eyes out. And my mom was like, what the heck? Because like it's normally supposed to be like a 10-minute ultrasound. It ended up being like an hour and a half appointment.
Wow.
Don't let anyone in with you. You have to go in by yourself. And then so I was leaving the hospital. I was just crying. My mom's like, did they say anything? And I'm like, I have cancer. Like, and then sure enough, like 3 days later, they called me. They were like, my nurse practitioner called me and said, yeah, I'm really sorry. You were right. It is cancer.
Wow.
So that was November 3rd, 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what?
Then I got, thrown into this world that I never wanted to be a part of. And immediately it was just shock and panic, and everyone was crying. My best friends came over. My whole family came over, my sisters, my dad, my grandma, who's like almost 90.
Oh.
I called her first, I think, actually, because she had cancer and, she has a good story. She's still here 20 years later, but I called her and I said, Nina has cancer. And she lives in the North End and I live over by Beavermead. And she was there in like 7 minutes.
Wow.
I don't know how fast you drove.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, dropped everything.
And then, it was appointments, scans, meet your oncologist. I had to go to Princess Margaret for a PET scan. And luckily it hadn't spread. I didn't have lymph node involvement, but I have triple negative breast cancer. So the protocol for that is chemo first.
Okay.
Chemo first. So I did 6 months of IV chemo.
Here in Peterborough or in Toronto? Okay.
Yeah. The first 3 months were weekly, which was insanely hard because I had a 10-month-old and a 3-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily my in-laws took the kids every day that I had chemo, they would take them for 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And then
did you feel like absolute trash?
The days are long, like they were long sessions. Like I was there for like 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
On my long day, and then 4 to 5 hours on my shorter days. And you just feel like completely depleted. Like that's the only really word I could use. Like when I was done, whoever was with me, they would drive and get the car and come pick me up.
Wow.
I couldn't really, it just didn't do anything.
Yeah. Early on, was there something that really stood out, like, or still stands out to you as being like a moment of holy shit?
I wasn't like, if you see me now and I'm like a very positive, person, I was not one of those people that was like, I'm gonna beat it. I immediately thought it was a death sentence.
Wow.
Yeah. And my best friend, who at the time worked in the crisis center, and I was calling her and I'm like, I need help. Like I can't even comprehend. I couldn't even in my mind like comprehend what was going on. I was stuck in like a fight or flight, like
Survival.
It's like I literally can't. I gotta watch my kids.
I was gonna say with a baby and a toddler at home.
And I immediately had to obviously stop breastfeeding, so that was a challenge,
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, and so like I thought like for the first 6 months, every single thing I did, I was like, this is the last one. I'm gonna do it. Like Christmas came and I cried the entire day. And it's like, why are you crying? And I was like, oh my God, like if like my kids are not going to remember me, like this is the last Christmas I'm going to have. Like this is terrible. We go for walks and I would just be crying. So I'm like, oh, how beautiful of a day is it? Like, my son's riding his bike. We're pushing my daughter and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not going to. ever experience this. Like everything I was doing, it was like the last time I was going to do it.
Damn.
And then I
It's
started
heavy.
therapy.
And you started therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, yay. Wow.
My therapist, oh my God, she saved my life.
Yeah, it's the same one that you still see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I remember her, she was, we were going through all the fears and everything and acknowledging, yes, this is like, I was 36. I just turned 36. Like, this is not something normal. That,
Right.
this is very traumatic. And
Yeah.
like, not only for me, but for like my entire family. And so she was like, "All right, try journaling." And then I was like, okay, I can try journaling. And then our next session, she'd be like, how did journaling go? And I'm like, yeah, it went well. And she's like, what do you, and I'm like, well, I'm like writing letters to people in my life.
Oh.
That's not journaling. Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and I was writing letters, for my kids and for people to like, when I die, read this when I die, like that, cause that's where I was.
Wow.
So she was like, hey, let's not do that type of journaling.
Oh.
So she's really, I remember it sticks out one session and she was like, has anyone told you that you're going to die from this? Like,
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
anyone said this is terminal?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, no. It just was so, I couldn't comprehend it. Like it was, at first they were like, the treatment's going to be a year. And I was like, oh my God, at the time I was like, a year of like the worst things
Yeah.
ever. That's a long time. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
It controls your entire life. Like you're stuck there. Ugh.
I was so looking forward to go back to work. I was supposed to go back to work in January 2024 because my mat leave was ending.
Mhm.
Obviously, I couldn't go back. And then, 6 months of chemo took me to the end of May. And then I had surgery, my first surgery, where I just had a lumpectomy and I had lymph node removal.
Okay.
Then I did 4 weeks radiation. And then after that, because I didn't have like a pathological complete response to chemo, so my original tumor was just under 5 centimeters, and then there was still like 3 or 4 millimeters
Okay.
left.
Yeah.
So I had to do 6 months of oral chemo.
Oh.
So then in September,
Like a pill?
I feel
More than that
pill,
existed.
like 6 pills twice a day.
Wow.
I have like a pill version
That mimic the same, like the IV chemo.
Yeah, so it's called capecitabine. You don't really have the same side effects. The one main side effect was like obviously you're tired, your immune system is compromised, and you get what's called hand and foot. So you get not hand, foot, and mouth.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's hand and foot where you get blisters on the palms of your hands. You lose your fingerprints, and you get. I know I was like
She'd be committing crimes.
I was laughing with my sister and be like, "Then you need a crime." I literally had no finger.
Wow.
Yeah. And you get blisters on the bottom of your feet, which make it really hard to do anything.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to be a parent.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So, I'm lucky that I have so much support. My family, my sisters, they always had my kids. Like, even when I was doing IV chemo, like I would get up, get my kids ready for daycare, drop them off at daycare, and then I would go home and sleep at 9:30. I would set an alarm on my phone to 4. I would sleep till 4 and then go get them.
Wow.
Yeah, to like conserve my energy from like 4 to 7 when I was to bed.
Yeah.
And then I would go to bed with them. Like the sleeping was like, the fatigue was insane.
Were you trying to keep like their lives normal? Like, what do you say?
Yeah. How did you manage like and balance having?
I guess I was lucky in the sense that they were so young.
Yeah.
That they didn't.
If you had have said, "Mommy has cancer," okay,
Yeah,
can I have a cookie? Like,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember crying because my sister shaved my head because my hair was just falling out like crazy, and I was like, "Oh my God! Like they're not even gonna recognize me. Like this is so devastating."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if you obviously didn't know me before, but I always had really long,
Mhm.
lovely hair, curly hair.
Yeah.
And never had it shortly life. And then my husband took my son out. My sister shaved my head, and they came home, and he goes, "Mommy, you got a haircut."
Oh, just so matter of fact.
Yeah, it did. And he goes, "Well, you look beautiful."
Oh.
And then he grabbed his monster truck and
Right.
went about his day.
Yeah. Wow.
So it was good in the sense that they were young and they didn't really, and they went to like Nana and Papa's every Tuesday for 2 nights and they loved it.
Well, I was just excited for them, I'm sure.
Lucky that my in-laws were both retired and they could do it. They don't live too far. They live in Buckhorn. So it just worked. But we tried to keep everything the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. the only other, like, my daughter was in swimming lessons and I couldn't go in the pool because of like risk of infection.
I see. Ooh,
So,
yeah.
you know, my husband did it when he worked shift work. So when he couldn't, my sister did it.
Oh, yeah.
So little things like that they would miss. But yeah, other than like mommy has to go to the doctor again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in chemo, anytime you get like a fever or sick at all, mainly a fever, you have to go to like it's like a medical emergency.
Okay.
And so, you know, having little kids that are always sick, like I was always getting sick. Like I think in the 6 months that I did the IV chemo, well, maybe in the year, because they did 6 months of IV chemo and 6 months of oral chemo, I probably had to go to emerge like at least once a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
that's, no, and then I did end up getting hospitalized for like 4 days with a UTI. That's how like we find it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I had other complications with like my port and stuff. So it just was, it was pretty devastating because you're like, I already have so many appointments, you know, and I'm already at the hospital so many times, and now I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, just one more thing. Just one more thing.
Were there times when it felt like your body had betrayed you or that you'd become super disconnected from your body?
Yeah. Because, you know, like I wasn't really doing any of the things that they say, like cause cancer, you know, like, not that no one knows what causes cancer, right? But, you know, my husband is like a phenomenal cook. We eat relatively well.
Yeah.
We're not getting a ton of takeout.
Mhm.
I'm super active with my kids.
Yeah.
I think I was walking that summer like 5 to 10 kilometers a day because
Mhm.
we live over by Beavermead. Every morning we'd go watch the boats,
Yeah.
lift lock,
Yeah.
the park, walk home. Like,
So you were doing all of the right things.
yes, my whole life I played organized sports. I've
Yeah.
done, you know, athletic things. So when I got it, it was like a huge shock. And that's when that's why I felt, oh my God, like I'm going to die because, you know, I've already been doing things.
Right.
Yeah, I've done everything right and this is still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then at the end of the 6 months of oral chemo, it came back. So that was another journey in and of itself. So like a year ago right now. So then I had to have double mastectomy, and it was a fight to get the second one. They wouldn't do them both at the same time. So that was 2 more major surgeries. And I was begging them. I'm like, listen, I have little kids. Like I can't keep like being in the recovery.
Yes.
You have them.
Yeah. Do one and
you can't lift anything for like 6 weeks. Like this isn't gonna work, but they wouldn't do it. So I had one mastectomy in February and then the other one done in April.
And then what was that? So recovery wise, February, like, was it, I don't want to say like a normal recovery.
Yeah.
Like you would if you, I don't know, like had surgery on your knee or a knee replacement or a hip replacement.
Yeah.
Would that?
Yeah, I think it was better because last January was probably like the lowest I had ever been because it had come back after all this year of treatment.
Yeah.
And then it came back.
You were doing the right things,
I was
and then
doing
this
the right
happened.
Fighting it and
And
Again.
I had to fight and fight and fight to get a biopsy.
Mhm.
They kept telling me it was fat necrosis. And my biopsy got denied and there was this whole other drama. But so finally, like I found the lump December, I don't know, end of December, right before New Year's. And then I didn't have surgery until February 19th. So like that, like 6 weeks, you know, in my mind, I'm like, it's here. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it growing. So I feel like when I got my first mastectomy, I was just so happy. Like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and then there was like, nothing stopped me. Had to get the other boob off.
Yeah.
And I was so happy.
She said it's really nice now to not have to wear a sports bra.
Oh my God.
no doubt.
Everything in my life is in
I can second that. I don't know if it feels like it. I can second.
I joined soccer again. I was playing soccer, and then I remember after my first game, I said to my husband, like, I don't know why you're not jogging every day. It is so easy.
Nothing bouncing around.
It's so easy to run when you don't have boobs. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Wow. Well,
it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
But I hope you know how much you inspire so many friggin' people in this gym.
Yeah.
Like so many people.
I don't feel it, but yeah.
Oh my gosh.
From them, but I don't see
You're
So-
Maeghan. Like
yeah.
you say the word Maeghan. Oh yeah. Like and so far we've accomplished nothing of this.
Actually, we've done it all. We've done it all. Because you've just been sharing your story really like in a great story way and just jumping in. I think now that we've come out the other side, What made you reach out to Kate for the first time?
Yeah, I think kept seeing it on a couple people that I follow, like their Instagram. And I had reached out to you, I
Yep.
think,
Yep.
right after my first surgery.
Mhm.
And I was like, can I come? Is this a possibility? And then you were like, yes, message me when you're. So I had my second surgery. And then I was like, I just said I was cleared to
Mhm.
come.
Yep.
No one cleared me.
Yeah.
And so, my main reasons for coming obviously is that I don't if you read a lot of research in the cancer community, exercise is like one of the best ways you can reduce your recurrence
Mhm.
rates.
Well, I'll also speak to mental health wise, and you've been
Yeah.
really open about how you've struggled. Uh, I I say this all the time to people that I work with, but physical activity is so crucial
Mhm.
in building and sustaining resiliency and mental health.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I think about the first time you messaged and shared like a little bit about what you were going through and how you were going to have the surgery. And then when you were like pulling the trigger to come, we had, I mean, not a huge discussion, but things that like we were going to modify and be really careful of. And I can remember having like the 3 pound weights
Yeah.
out and
Because I couldn't even
nothing like pushed over, nothing from chest.
and that was what I was worried about, because I was like seeing the boot camps and I was like, oh my God, there's so many things in there that I can't do right now
Mhm.
physically.
Mhm.
Like, especially having a mastectomy, my chest is just, they say it's going to get better, but forever super tight.
Mhm.
It's like
Scar tissue makes
together.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have scar tissue, obviously. And then I had radiation on the left side, which is like already my skin is messed up. So,
Mhm.
I was very worried about like a lot like coming and then I'll have to sit that one out. I'll have to sit that,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we were like, oh my God, you and Sarah were like the best.
We got this.
Okay, do this,
Yeah.
can you do this? Don't worry about doing that. And then I tore my quad really.
That was like, oh my gosh. When I
So
got that message, she went back to soccer and you would come to 1, maybe 2 boot camps. And I get a message and a picture of this quad that was the fucking like color of her purple pants. And I'm like, what happened? How did that happen here? And it was like, no, it was at soccer. She's a glutton for punishment.
My mom and my grandma kept telling me that like you need to take it easy. Like your body hasn't moved in 18 months. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You've been either in chemo or recovering from surgery. Like you don't have, and I was like, can't tell me anything. I I feel like when you physically cannot move for so long,
Yeah.
and then I was like,
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
So then I was playing soccer and I sprinted and something popped and I couldn't.
It like blew up.
I had a really high grade strain. Yeah, my quad was black and blue. So then that set me back a couple weeks here because I couldn't squat.
So we were really mindful about all of the upper body things, and then comes in the quad, and we were really mindful of the lower body things.
You can just like do some wrist movements.
But when I think about those first boot camps where, yes, we had body weight things, squats were body weight, the 3 pound weights, the 5 pound weights, like you're under a barbell now, you're pushing around weights, like big weights. You're on the leg press with multiple plates on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty friggin' amazing.
Coming from where
Yeah. What did it feel like to come in the very first time after having gone through everything you went through?
Well, I was a little nervous too because like I said, I've been athletic my whole life, but I've never been a gym girly.
Yeah.
I've had gym memberships and like I just ran. I did cardio stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I could have learned, but I just didn't. I wasn't interested in it. I'd rather do cardio. So when I came here and I was like, oh my gosh, like first of all, I don't really know what to do. I was nervous about that,
Yeah.
but it was amazing. I've met so many amazing people. Like I literally love here. Like it's a non-negotiable in my life. My family is so supportive. My husband is so supportive. He works shift work. So if you come here, you know how annoying it is to me. That his shift
We've already got HR.
yeah, his shift is always changing, which screws up my gym schedule.
But she's the first one when the next month's schedule comes out on the 24th. The first immediate notifications I get.
Sometimes I set my alarm for midnight. So I was like, I need to get into these. Like, I'm not.
Isn't that
Yeah.
Isn't that insanely inspiring? Like,
which is kind of crazy.
yeah.
It's and you know, listening to your other podcast, it's like it's I don't want to call it like an addiction. It's not an addiction. It's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
And I've literally
It's a choice.
changed my life. Yeah. I think back to when I was in chemo and I was like, my sister was like, "Do you want to go for a walk?" And I was like, "Sure," but I can't walk that fast. My resting heart rate at the time was like 120.
Wow.
And anything I did, it would go like 160, 170.
But wait, how do you know? Because you have a watch on?
I had to take, I actually had to
just started wearing this last week.
Okay.
I had to take it off because it was stressing me out.
Yeah.
My heart rate was
So high. Yeah.
The meds are so hard on your heart. And we were walking at like a snail's pace and I was out of breath. And I was like, "You need to walk slower."
Wow.
And my sister's, in her head, she probably was like, "How the fuck do I walk?"
Yeah. How can I walk any slower without going backwards?
And like, or to put it into perspective, like, you know, I have an electric toothbrush. I couldn't stand for the entirety of the 2 minutes.
Wow. Brushing your teeth.
Couldn't bring like a basket of laundry upstairs. Like, these are the things that I physically couldn't do. So like,
The things we take for granted.
I was just going to say it reinforces the being able to move your body, whether it's exercise,
Yeah.
going for a walk, like brushing your teeth. Like, it's a fucking privilege. Like,
yeah,
Stop hitting the table.
oh, because the mics are there. So
it is a privilege. Yeah, for sure. And you know what I mean? I would never wish this on my worst enemy. But like, there is like a small little thing that I wish everyone could just see through my lens for a day. You know, I remember, oh my God, my mom, like my call log was to my mom. Like when I was, you know, every single time I was crying, I call my mom, she answered. And I would just say to her, like, I'd be bawling on the phone and I would say, "I just want to go back for one day without thinking about cancer or death. Like, I just wish I was back on the beach in Myrtle Beach with my kids." And like, sometimes you've caught me before where I'm doing things and I'm working out and my eyes are closed, right? And literally, if I'm doing that, I'm literally picturing walking on the beach in Myrtle Beach. Like,
yeah, somewhere else, for sure.
and it's like, I need to do this because my kids need me and I want to show them, you know, that I'm strong and I fought and I'm here. Because I am on the other side of it. But, you know, in my mind, the recurrence rates are so insanely high for this specific type of cancer. And my oncologist,
Even though you've had a mastectomy.
Yeah. So my new oncologist, because I had changed oncologists after the whole biopsy fiasco, and she's wonderful. I love her. And she did say, yeah, like, your recurrence rates are even higher now that it's already come back once. You know, so I want to set my body up for success and do everything that I can. That I'm reading about the research and, you know, I do a couple other things other than come here, but I just need to be the strongest version of myself.
Do you feel like Maeghan pre-diagnosis versus Maeghan now, are they different? And are there some things that kind of jump out that are different?
I'm definitely different. Not like in a bad way, in a good way.
Yeah.
I've always
positivity always, like, I don't want to say oozes, but like it does.
Yeah, I've always been a pretty positive person my whole life.
Let's also be real, though. That positivity, it takes a lot of work when you've been in a place where you're convinced you're going to die.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I could say it's only been 2 years, right? And 1 year since my last diagnosis. And there was a point where there was not one waking moment that I wasn't thinking about cancer. Like, people would be talking to me. And you know, when you're like, I'm not listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because all I'm thinking in my
I do that all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, people do it for numerous reasons.
Yeah.
My dad has ADHD and he does it all the time. You're like, you're not even
it's me.
listening to me. But that's what I was like. People would talk to me and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, God, I have cancer. Like, how do I have cancer? Like, oh my God, I'm going to die from this. Like, this is
Yeah.
you know? And then it was like, okay, maybe I would go a couple hours without thinking about cancer. And one of the things that me and my therapist had worked so long and hard was I kept doing self-checks. Like, I'd be talking to you and like my arm would be under my shirt and I'd just be,
wow.
I would do them like 50 times a day because I just was so worried. And now I'm down to like maybe once a day. And then if I forget, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do one yesterday, you know?
Wow.
And I've worked so hard to not do them constantly.
Mhm.
Like if I would be driving, I would constantly be doing a self-check.
Wow. And
And the Megan today, sorry.
yeah, no, that's
I
good.
missed that. I just have like the grass is greener, the snow is whiter, I'm so grateful for every single day that I have here. And like I'm just so, every time I'm like, I get to go to the gym. I get to move my body, and there are people that are not able to do that, and I get to take my kids. Like yesterday, I took them we had hockey, and then we had swimming, and then we had a birthday party. And then this morning my son had hockey and my daughter had gymnastics. And like, I'm just so happy that I get to take them,
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And I just,
Yeah, no,
like,
what's nothing?
Yes.
I see
sometimes like, are my kids dicks sometimes? Yes. And parenting is hard. And there's
Drop
you
off.
know what I mean?
Because poor Watson had to wear a yellow jacket.
Yeah, it's causing a lot of problems. It's just, I hear sometimes when I hear people talk or I hear people complain about things, and
Mhm. Is your tolerance for that really low?
in a
So-
nice way, I can't. There has been people in my life, or there have
Mhm.
been people in my life that I do not interact with anymore
Mhm.
because they're so negative.
Mhm.
And I'm like, if you only knew what I've
Mhm.
been through
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
like how grateful I am to just be alive.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If
Yeah.
they're complaining about X, Y, and Z that are easily solved,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
or conflicts with friends, not me, or like, people are having conflicts. I'm like, this is like, what?
Stupid. Like,
Stupid.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, why do you care about this? And my sister, like the joke between my sister and I, and she's like, you sound like a bitch. But like people be like, I'm like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
And then she'll have to be like, no, like she doesn't, like she's not saying it. And
It's
like,
not that she doesn't care. She just doesn't care.
like I'm like, I just don't engage in that any, like if
Yeah.
you're gonna.
There can't be space for it. Otherwise, it can just completely consume you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want, you know what I mean? I've worked so incredibly hard. I feel like I never said like, why me? It wasn't anything like that. But you can just have shitty things happen to you in life. And I didn't have a good attitude. Like
Mhm.
I hated when people were like, you gotta be positive. You gotta, and I'm like, no, like I can't be positive right now. Like everything in my life is going to shit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's no positivity here. But now I'm like, I'm just so grateful and I'm so
Mhm.
happy.
Well, I think there's a big perspective shift when you're faced with your own mortality and then realizing that life can really suck if all you do is focus on all the awful things that can happen to you.
And we all have these people in our life where they're like, they always are having negative things about everything. So you're like,
Yes.
okay, something's got to change.
Yeah.
Like, how do
Yeah.
I would hate to be that miserable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and especially after this. And I wanted to share, my sister sent me this the other day. And she's like, I read this quote in a book, and she's like, I thought of you. And it says, the conquest of the fear of death is the recovery of life's joy.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's powerful.
It's very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like truly, I was dying. I was planning my funeral. My sister and I sat down.
You were writing the letters to people for
Yeah.
crying out
My
loud.
sister and I
Yeah.
sat down, and I was like, hey, I don't want a funeral. I hate funerals. And then to now be thriving and back to work and, being able to take my kids places
Mhm.
and really like engage and have really meaningful friendships. And like the Megan today doesn't mess around when like, if somebody says, hey, do you want to do that? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not like, like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't want to do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't need a reason.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you ask her to run a 5K for your birthday, she's in.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
in.
All
My
of
sister
that.
actually texted me. She's like, should we do the mud run? I'm like, that sounds terrible. I'm like, I would rather do a 5K, a 10K.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to be
We-
10K.
Yeah.
the mud. That sounds
It's
terrible.
not actually.
It's not actually that.
But there's
bad,
also a little bit of like sewage smell.
Yeah.
when you do
if you could go back and say something to yourself 2.5 years ago, what would you say? Or would you change anything?
Say, it's going to be really hard, but you're going to do it.
Mhm.
You have to get through it for your kids and for your family. And I have like so many people, that were on the journey with me, and even people that I didn't people I have never even met were dropping food off,
Wow.
you know, and like just to people that worked at Adam Scott that I had never met, you know, people sending me messages. Just I have like a huge folder of every card that I received and every message that anyone left me.
Way.
Yeah. And, you know, I was blown away by all the support that I got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Now, you know what you'd want to say to yourself. What would you say to someone else that they got their diagnosis yesterday?
I would say to them, even though I didn't do it, and everyone told me,
Mm-hmm.
stay off Google.
Yeah.
Stay off Google. You have to really like go with your gut. You know,
Yeah.
if you had, I didn't realize at the beginning of this that like if you were given an oncologist and I was given an oncologist and a radiation oncologist, and if you didn't feel like they were listening to you, or you know, you just didn't really get a good vibe from it, that you could ask to switch. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Uh-huh.
So I would definitely say that, you know, be very in tune to your body. And if something feels wrong, it probably is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I have definitely developed a ton of self-advocacy skills through this that I'm like super proud of.
Yeah.
And in a nice way, you know, when I'm talking to doctors and I'm like, no, like I'm telling you, there's something wrong. Like,
Yeah.
so
That was my next question.
yeah. And just that it's hard, but you'll make it through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah.
What about,
Can I go?
in a minute, I have one more question. What about, and I'm going to move things away from cancer a little bit because, like you've said, it can
Yeah.
be all consuming.
Yeah.
What about a person that has struggled with either mental health or physical health or something else in their life, and they're thinking, you know, I need to make a change? What would you say to them?
Just do it. Yeah, like just do it. Did I think when I booked that first boot camp, you know, that I would be here, what, like 8 or 9 months later? I come 4 days a week. Like, no,
Yeah.
I think that I was like, I'll just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be intimidating. I wasn't intimidated. Like, I was a little bit intimidated by the gym, but it was more of my, like, you know, limitations at the time.
Yeah.
And for mental health, oh my gosh, it's so good. Yeah.
Mhm.
I obviously have, my sisters would say otherwise. You know, everyone's got a little bit anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not medicated. And I feel like this is like my medication, you know,
Yeah.
like I feel like I experienced severe anxiety and depression, but it was situational.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not here
trauma.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, trauma. And yeah, just come. It's an amazing
This is the
community.
therapy.
I
You
actually
heard it
just-
here.
I actually just listened to the one this morning, and you had said you didn't want to describe it as a tight knit community because that would make, you know, people not want to come.
Yeah.
But it is a tight knit community. But like you said, like we're so welcoming. Like
Yeah.
when a new person walks through the door, everyone's like, yes,
Yeah.
cheer for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
And if you don't know what you're doing at a station,
someone
the
will help.
person beside you is,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because everyone was you
Yeah.
at one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've made so many friendships from here. And you know, like you said, and I feel like you said this in another one of your podcasts. Like if somebody isn't here, then people aren't like, it's not like we're not gym shaming, being like, where is she?
Yeah.
But we're like,
General concern.
like,
where are
who
they?
Like,
Yeah.
haven't been
Are you
here for
okay?
Yeah.
times. Are they okay? Like
Yeah.
I just reached out to somebody and I was like, we've been missing you.
Yeah.
Can I do anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She'll be back tomorrow though, but
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. But it's just I've met so many incredible women here.
Yeah.
Well, and Jeff, there's one.
Yeah. And James. Yeah.
James. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe my
Shout
husband.
out to the testosterone.
Maybe
Yeah,
my
that's
husband.
right.
Yes, come on. Chris has been. He's
Yeah.
been. He's
Yeah.
been here.
But yeah, it's just such an incredible that I would have never met.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We all like kind of have different, some people have kids, some people don't have kids, or like they work in different places. I never would have met them.
Yeah.
And like so, you know, I think back to like Kathleen was like working out beside me and I like go for her and I'm like, oh my gosh, did you up your weights? Like you are so
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. Like this is amazing. You know?
But they're also that proud of you too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't forget that, or yeah. Okay, well, I definitely feel like you've answered all of my questions. What does strength mean to you? So we were the question. I hit the table again. Sorry.
Yeah.
The question was going to be: did you have to redefine the term strength? But now I feel like I just want to ask, like, what is strength to you? What does it mean?
How has it changed from what you might have thought strength was before having a diagnosis and going through it?
Yeah, I feel like before diagnosis, I would define strength as like, you pick up heavy weights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
You can do strong things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now maybe it's more of like a mindset.
Totally.
Yeah.
100%.
Like
It's more of
I'm strong because I came
Yeah.
here. And
I can do hard
I can
things
do
is
things.
strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
So then I was gonna say, how has the studio supported your health, not only physically but emotionally? And I think we touched on that. Is just this freaking community, the relationships that you form. And I also think you have a really unique spot here because you know the morning people because you come in the mornings often. You know the evening people because you come in the evening. We've seen you at noon many times before you went back to work. It was noon. There's Saturdays. You are
Everyone in the gym knows you.
yeah.
Part of the
Yeah.
community,
You're basically like Sarah, Caitlin, and I. While we're here all the time, so are you.
Thanks to my husband.
Yes.
But it is kind of nice.
Yes. Yeah.
You get to know different people because typically people come at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is nice to, I was laughing because we were, looking at summer sports with the kids.
Uh-huh.
Like,
It's got to work around the gym schedule.
give up Tuesday night. Tuesday night, But
I think I talk about this in a bunch of different podcasts, but when it's important to you, you find a way.
Yes.
yeah, and I feel like, uh, I have been very lucky and grateful to have so much support within my immediate family, because they know I don't want to miss, so it's whether I'm dropping. If I go to the gym at 6 and my husband works at 7, my dad comes over at like 6:40. So my husband could go to work and he's there for the overlap.
A couple weeks ago, no, was it last week or the week before? The ice day. So Megan's dad lives right beside, and she was leaving in an ice storm to come to the gym, and he called her, and like as soon as she pulled out of the parking lot, I said, "Where the hell are you going?"
Yeah.
I said, "I'm going to the gym," and he said, "Are you
Are you-
effing kidding me?"
That's the crazy one.
And I'm like, I'm not going to like Oshawa.
Going around the corner. Yeah.
So he's like, okay.
Yeah.
But you
whether
make
it's
it
that-
work. You find a
yeah,
way.
it's that or like Tuesday nights, my mom comes over. Oh, sorry. My mom comes over when my husband works. So that's, I got that. And then Tuesday nights I also have floor hockey. So I go from the gym to floor hockey, which is kind of hard. But
See,
I do it.
I-
for punishment.
I get that.
Saturdays if my daughter sometimes comes and chills in the room over there, or I drop her off at my sister's at 7:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she has older kids. She doesn't want to be up at 7:30, but she is
Yeah.
because she knows, this is so important to me. So
Yeah.
if it's important,
You find a way.
you find a way, you make it work.
Yeah. What kind of message do you think that sends to your kids?
Yeah,
Because I think a lot of parents, they hold themselves back because they feel like they have guilt around putting themselves first or doing things for themselves.
right.
But you flip that over to say, this is really important.
Yeah. When I was first diagnosed and going through treatment, you would not, other than the 2 days that my in-laws had them, so like physically was not functioning, I would never be away from them. My husband would be like, "Your sister offered to babysit. Let's go over dinner," and I'm like, "No, absolutely not." Like I had this innate fear of like being away from them for like one more minute because the inevitable was coming.
Yeah.
And now that my mindset has switched and I don't feel guilty leaving my kids to come to the gym because it's like I'm giving them a stronger, healthier, version of myself. And like even this past summer, I was just getting into it. And I'd always been kind of like a jogger, a runner, non-serious, but I have throughout my whole life. And like this summer, I had my daughter in the stroller and I'm pushing her and my son's on his bike and I'm jogging and like I want to be able to, play tag with them at the park or run around with them, play soccer with them. And coming here helps me do that. Yeah.
We love having you. So then I wanted to kind of touch on like the self-assessments, mammograms, and how I guess just making sure, like you said too, you've already covered all this, like advocating for yourself. So
Yeah.
talk about
Advocating.
self-assessments. How do we do them? How often should we do
Yeah,
them?
well, they say you should be doing them once a month, for sure, once a month.
Squeezing the
Um,
boobs, squeeze
Squeeze the
around.
boobs, squeezing around, rolling around, just to make sure you don't feel anything. My original tumor was gigantic, so it was it
It's
was
easy to find.
it was easy to find. It like protruded out of my chest,
Wow.
and I had big boobs, like I was like a double D.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey.
and and then I could literally feel it grow. But my second one, when it came back, it just felt like a frozen pea. It felt
Okay.
like a frozen pea. It was like perfectly perfectly circular. They always say cancer doesn't hurt, and that is not the case. I've run into a lot of women that it's not like the tumor was painful, but you get pain from it.
Okay.
Weird. And yeah, you definitely check around your lymph nodes and your
Yep.
armpit. You go all the way up your armpit.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of videos like this where their hand is up,
Yeah.
but then someone told me your arm should be down so everything's relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I do it both ways.
There you go.
I
Of
don't-
course.
It's hard to do both.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you are, 40, you need to go for mammograms.
Yeah. And now we can self-refer at 40, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, everyone can self-refer except if you
I was going to say, except if you've had cancer, which is so fucked up.
Yes. But yes, you can self-refer. I'm always open for questions. My cousin just came over crying one day a couple weeks ago because she had found a lot. It ended up being a cyst, which was, best case scenario. But, it's just, and even when she came over, I just saw the panic in her eyes, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have so much empathy. I have so much empathy for you because this is how I live my life."
Yeah, you had that in your eyes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just being in like a desperate state. But yeah, just make sure that medical professionals take you seriously if something is wrong. If something just comes out of nowhere, definitely get it checked out.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think the most important thing though, fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions. Thanks for being so open.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a behind the scenes look of something that I think a lot of people don't get to see.
Yeah. And I think maybe, I'm very bubbly and very positive, but that's not like always,
Mhm.
even in the summer after I was playing soccer, one day I was showering and I found like a new lump, and it like immediately I'm spiraling. Like immediately the next day, call my oncologist, get into breast assessment, and it's like I can't stop thinking about it until it's like
Mhm.
this time it actually was fat necrosis, and just from surgery it changes, but it's not always like that, and I do obviously.
I think it's important to also recognize you've done a ton of work for
Yes.
yourself to
Yes.
be able to have the mindset that you have
Yeah.
and the resiliency that you now have versus newly finding all of this stuff out and spiraling,
Yeah.
believing that it's the end. There's no way to survive this and all of that.
And even if it's not like a cancer diagnosis, if someone is struggling with mental health and they have the capabilities or financial resources or benefits or whatever to go to therapy, like go to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It saved my life.
Yeah.
And, my therapist, God, I don't know what I would do. She just created such a safe spot for me. And,
Yeah.
she continues to do that. And God, they know
In-person therapy or
they know
virtual?
everyone's trauma.
Yeah, true.
It's virtual.
Nice.
Yeah. She's in Belleville, but she's the best. Yeah. Mallory Surd is her name. So
Shout out
Anyway,
Mallory.
but yeah, I'm just gonna look, maybe see if I hit anything. I don't think I wrote anything down.
Making notes. Look at this. Star student. She writes it on
Well,
in
what
her
are the
phone.
questions? I was very nervous, so I said, "Kate, don't give me the questions, but like give me like a little bit of an
idea.
outline because I
Copy
don't know.
paste.
This is I don't know if I can openly talk about this stuff without crying.
Out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
you
out of my
Yep.
did a
comfort zone.
great job. I'm sure that there will be people.
One was, is there anything after like life after cancer? I think something.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, I still do think about cancer every single day. I hope that I'm not. I know maybe if I don't think about it for 1 or 2 days, and then 3 or 4 days, and that
Well, considering you used to think about it all
Every-
day,
every minute.
like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
And like I do not as much anymore because I'm getting stronger and I feel so good. But there was a long time there, and I feel like a lot of cancer survivors feel the same way. Like I feel like I'm walking on eggshells in my own body,
Mhm.
and my body has like let me down.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just gotta like trust it again because
Mhm.
yeah.
And I think that like that recovery, that's the stuff that takes a long time to
Mhm.
build, is that trust in your body to, it's okay, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not back.
Yeah.
When you find that lump or
Yeah.
whatever it is, the new scar tissue's formed or whatever, like those things, they're going to continue to happen
Yeah.
and scare you every time.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah.
And to me, it's
So
like
hard.
they're in my mind, this was like a decade ago, right? Where,
Yeah.
when I'm crying to my mom in the summer because I found a new lump and she's like, you just had a mastectomy like
Yeah.
4 months ago.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
things are going to change.
No shit, there's the lumps.
Yeah.
Like there's lumpy
So,
spots.
it's like that weird kind of like dichotomy where like it feels so long ago, but then
Interesting.
it also feels like it was like yesterday. So, I have to give myself a bit of grace. Like my mastectomy wasn't even a year ago. So
Yeah.
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 And
I'm
you're
already
at the
doing
gym.
push-ups.
You're
Yeah.
at the gym
Doing
4
push-ups.
times a week.
Yeah.
Yes, doing push-ups
Doing
from
for
her
you?
toes. From her
Yeah.
toes.
That was my goal when I first started.
And
But
there you
I couldn't
go.
move my arms. And at boot camp on Friday morning, I did 31 push-ups.
What's your goal
Not in a
now?
row.
Yeah.
10, 10, and then 11.
And then
on the
11,
last one.
last round.
Yeah.
What's your goal now? If
I
push-ups
don't know.
from
Maybe
the
do 20 in a row.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to get Heather to sign up for a 10K with me.
We'll do a
Run
10K here.
Yeah.
We'll run around here 10K in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, we totally should.
It's
do
just,
a
I
fundraiser.
feel like there's no limit because I'm like, when you really put your mind to something.
Yes.
Yeah. And being able to move your body is truly a privilege. I think it says it somewhere up there on the wall and someone wrote it. I think.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really is. And I, like I said before, I wish this on nobody. But if somebody could just, if they're debating on going to the gym for whatever reason, it's like, can you move your body?
Mhm.
Then go.
Yeah.
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 And like you can be so far as to, I feel like I'm walking backwards and holding my sister back and I
Yeah.
can't carry laundry up and down the stairs. You can still start going to the gym
Yeah.
and make progress.
And then bring her sister to the gym.
Yeah. Everyone I talk to, I'm like, you gotta go. I brought two, like my best friends. I brought my sister. Well, I made my husband go.
Yeah.
And then another friend from work. Like,
Yeah.
everyone I talk to, I'm like, no, it'll change your life. Like it'll literally change your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go-
If you let it.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
whatever works.
Yeah.
Like-minded people. We're all at different spots of our journey, but we're all working towards a common goal of just living life.
Yeah.
And living in a strong body that I guess we can trust.
Yeah. And hopefully, carry you for decades.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you.
Do
Yeah.
you have anything else?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Do you have anything
Most
else?
of the thing was like off script here, but
I know.
Well, it was-
That often happens. We make the notes and then we don't follow the notes. But literally every single question.
you covered everything we had. It
Yeah.
was just, I much prefer just having a conversation
yeah, for sure.
and then coming back to here's the questions
Awkward silence.
if we get
Don't
stuck.
worry, we have some.
Yeah.
We didn't get stuck because this is just something that is,
Yeah.
it's not easy to talk about. It's really fucking hard to talk about,
Yeah.
but it's easy to know how to talk about
Yeah,
it.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the episode of the KLT Fit cast. Like and subscribe. We'll take all of the reviews, please. 5 stars. I don't know what we have on deck for the next episode.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
We'll figure that out. Yeah, thanks for watching or listening, whatever you're doing. We always have to do a high five.
Yeah. Group high five.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, there you go.